Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, this is my next episode on the law. I hope you're enjoying them. Today, I want to discuss with you about how the law is so complicated, and it shouldn't be, doesn't need to be. In fact, the law should be as simple as possible. Laws that are written by the legislature or Congress should be clearly understood. They aren't. Any statute should be clear. Any law should be clear, unambiguous. And it should be short and concise, no longer necessary than it needs to be. However, we live in a society where big law, and when I say big law, I'm talking about the big law firms who control everything. They control the legislatures. Their clients control everything, Congress, the legislature, judges, everything. They do. So what big law firms do in advising Congress, state legislatures, and everything else is they make everything as complicated as possible, because then they make money advising their clients what it means, how to get around it, how to avoid it, so forth and so on. I will represent to you that other than something in engineering and maybe something in medicine, if something is complicated, chances are it's not good for you. Anybody who has been involved in a bank closing, you know what I'm talking about. The forms. Hiring a realtor, the forms. Everything that you do, forms, legalese, small print, on and on and on and on. Do you think any of that's good for you? No. It's good for the other guy. And it makes me so mad. I speak out about this, been speaking out of this, and I'm going to keep speaking out about it. They try to complicate everything so they can make even more money. What else, think about this, what else could be the reason of not making sure that law is able to be understood, that things are simple and understandable? And contracts, are you kidding me? Contracts this thick? And what's so funny is a lot of times it makes no difference. I actually learned this from my father, who I witnessed doing this all the time when I was younger, is I have written 1-page and 2-page contracts in longhand, typed up simple, and guess what? They get the job done. My whole life. I reach an agreement with somebody, I said, let's write that up. I'll write it up nice and simple, get it typed up, 1 page, boom. You give it to some freaking lawyer, they'll think of 1,000 things to put in the freaking contract. Let me give you an example. I was a franchisor with Snappy Tomato Pizza when I was part of the ownership. I was a franchisee of Wendy's when I was part of the ownership of Wendy's franchises. And the documents this thick, complying with FTC regulations, state law, this thick. The disclosure documents, the front. And you know what we used to say all the time? You know what? If the franchisee and the franchisor have to start reading that contract, you've already got a problem. And it's just nuts what's in there. Absolutely nuts. And what these lawyers will say to you, that they need to make sure they protect you. I'm protecting you for every possible thing. Well, guess what? Not only is it impossible, but you can tear it apart anyway if you got a good lawyer. Let me give you an example. I represented 2 women who were married to 2 wealthy Northern Kentuckians. It's been a long time ago, over a decade. Both these women had signed gigantic prenuptial agreements. One written by Taft Law, cost the guy $14,000. Huge. I defeated both of those prenup agreements and got my clients 4 times what the prenup agreement was going to give them. And you know why? Well, because both of those husbands actually struck their wives who went to the ER, and I filed lawsuits against them for assault and battery and told them, this is guaranteed to go to trial. You want to settle, or do you want to go to trial with a jury that you struck your wife? That prenup didn't mean crap. I'm telling you, it cracks me up. And big law will do this. You can have two people that have an understanding, and you get lawyers involved. Nightmare, nightmare. I tell you who knows this better than anybody? Small business people. Talk to a small businessman about dealing with freaking lawyers. They'll tell you. Nightmare city. By the way, I am so good at cutting through all the crap. So good. I'm going to brag. I've never known anybody better. If you have something that sounds real complicated, yada, 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 text and email me, and I'll help you through it. Deters Consulting. Guess what? Guess what? Most of the work I do is free. It's free. I help people. But it is an epidemic. It's across the board. You can't do anything without the complicated crap that goes on. And who's done that? Lawyers. Lawyers. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.